Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio, and with me is Whiskey. Not just this, but my boy Whiskey here. We're going on, I think well, by the time this posts, he'll be part of our family for a year, which he's a good boy. Whiskey, are you the good boy? Are you the good boy? Yes. Oh, I love you. He is a good boy. He is a very good boy. Anyway, we're not talking about this whiskey today, although I could talk about them all day long. We're talking about this whiskey. I've gotten so many comments, and I don't have this highfalutin, like software that I use on these videos where I can pop up different comments and graphics and words and stuff. But I'm just going to say, I got so many comments whenever I reviewed any Jim Beam product, including and especially this Jim Beam Double Oak. People are like, hey, David, you got to try the Jim Beam Black. So I'm going to try the Jim Beam Black. I just ran over to my local friendly neighborhood liquor store, $20 for this bottle of Jim Beam Black. So we are going to talk a little. You know what? Before I get into the specifics, sorry, I'm going to get my little Jim Beam little snifter. See, it says Jim Beam on it. And we are going to do this in some style today. Oh, there's how you open it. There we go. We are going to open this up because this is a first taste video. And, I haven't been really, to be honest, I haven't been buying much in the way of bourbon or whiskey lately. Do you like the smell? How's it smelling? Hey, it smells like bourbon. Because money's been tight lately. And, but you know what? For $20, I had $20 in my. Hey, what are you doing? You just gonna chill out down here? Okay, he's gonna chill out. $20 in my drawer. Went down to my local friendly neighborhood liquor store, and got it. So there you go. So mash bill is the standard Jim Beam mash bill, which is 76% corn, 14% rye, 10% malted barley. Beep. And there's a garbage can there. And age statement is minimum of 6 years. There's no age statement on the bottle. It just says it's extra aged. It's 86 proof, but doing some online research, minimum of 6 years. So actually having this bottle will open up quite the plethora of videos I'm going to do on it, and you might get tired of Jim Beam videos, but I got Jim Beam from 1969. I got Jim Beam from 1983. I've got the Double Oak Jim Beam. I've got standard white label Jim Beam. I've got Jim Beam, the old. I can compare this to several different Jim Beam expressions that I have. So for $20, what am I getting in this bottle? Is it going to live up to all the hype that you guys out there, I shouldn't just say guys, you guys and gals or whatever, have raved about it? Let's see. So, it's a nice color. It's got some nice color on it. I wouldn't say it's a highfalutin like dark, but it looks like, to me, it's the right coloring. It smells on the nose, it's pretty mellow. Now it's 86 proof. It would have been nice if they bottled it at 90 proof. My opinion. I kind of feel 86 proof. It's not my favorite proof. Actually 100 proof is what does it for me. 90 proof as a nice standard bourbon is great, but once you get into those 80s, I'm not a big fan. But let's see how it tastes. Oh, mind you, this is straight out of the bottle. Wow, buttery. Getting caramel. I'm getting some butterscotch. I usually poo-poo Jim Beam stuff, like the Jim Beam branded stuff, because it's like your entry level bourbon. But I do appreciate more and more how the white label Jim Beam is basically a standard bourbon, and I would say it is in a way the standard by which you can just go off on other um, different bourbons. It's kind of like a measuring stick. It's not a bad bourbon. It's not spectacular, but man, already this first taste is really pretty good. It's really smooth. It does have a little watery flavor, texture, flavor to it, but I will just say it's because of the proof. I mean, it's what 30, no, 54%, 54, 5, 80, 4. So 86 proof is going to be 43. So we're talking like 57% of it is water. Is my math right off the top of my head? But it is a night. It's a good bourbon. It does. It is smooth. It's nice. Um, I am getting some ethanol on it, but it is a decent. I mean, for $20, if I am going to kick back with a good tasting, easy, easy going, smooth bourbon, again for $20 at 86 proof, I would reach for a bottle of this. To me, it's kind of a no brainer. Uh, this might even be my pick of the month. We'll see. Jim Beam Black, extra aged bourbon. Again, everything I saw said it's a 6-year minimum. Now, of course, it's not a single barrel, so you're what they're doing is blending different barrels and getting a specific flavor profile. So the youngest barrel is going to be, if it says it's a minimum of 6 years, so the youngest barrel is 6 years. You could have 8, 9, 10-year barrels in there. Little splash. And then watering it, getting a specific flavor. But it's really nice. Mm. A very nice, smooth, well-rounded flavor to it. So, believe it or not, that might be one of my top bourbons that I will definitely want to keep on my shelf. Not not for something that's like a spectacular, unique flavor, but it's just a solid, decent, good, and affordable bourbon. So there you go. I think I think what everyone has said really hits the mark. Jim Beam Black, extra aged bourbon. Uh, it's really good. It's very surprising. So there you go. So I'll leave it there. Let's just sum it up because I don't think I gave you much of the flavors I was getting. So we're getting that caramel popcorn up front. We're getting some spice on the back of my throat, Didn't get much of a Kentucky hug, but that could be because of the proof, which means it's not a super harsh bourbon either. And I usually find stuff in the 80 proof range tends to actually be a little harsh. It could be just the quality of, what they use out of this to distill it. They could use the tails out of that distillate and kind of bottle it for cheap bourbon. But it's actually a really, really nice pour of bourbon. And I guess why people have been raving about this is that it kind of equates to the poor man's Knob Creek 9-year, which I've never had. But on its own, as a Jim Beam product, I am a fan of it. And there's a reason why Jim Beam's been around for as long as they have, and why people equate Jim Beam with the what a bourbon should be. And it's kind of like if you look up the definition of bourbon in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of Jim Beam, because that's what people equate to bourbon. So yeah, hey, if you see this and you're a fan of a good, solid, decent bourbon, and that's what you're looking for, that's going to make my list. So there you go. So until next time, it's me, David, and whiskey here fell asleep. Coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. I hope your next pour is your best pour. We'll catch you soon. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos as they drop. Thanks for watching.